If only you knew you got all it takes to win. If only you knew you got everything you need on the inside of you. If only you knew how strong you were. If only you knew that you cannot fail. If only you knew how unique you were. If only you knew how special you were. If only you knew you were designed and created to win. If only you knew who you were, you would get up and live like it. You would get up and push yourself. If only you knew who you were. If only you knew your calling. If only you knew that you were gifted even when they said you weren't. If only you knew that you meant something even when they treated you like you were nothing. If only you knew your worth. If only you knew your value. If only you knew how important you are. If only you knew that you were an asset. If only you know that if only you knew that you bring things to the table. If only you didn't feel like a failure, you would believe in yourself today. If only you understood who you were, that you're so special, you so gifted, you were crafted by somebody who crafted you to be perfect. He perfectly designed you, everything about you, flaws and all. If only you knew that you were important, that you matter. I don't care what they told you. I don't care how they treated you. If only you knew that you matter, you would push yourself a little harder. You would go a little harder for yourself. If only you could see what I see in you. If only you could see that there is nobody like you on this earth, that there is just one of you. You are a one in one design, that they can't get no better than you, that they can't get more brighter than you, that you are the one. You're the chosen one. You're the called one. You're the special one. You're the anointed one. You deserve peace, joy, happiness. If only you can see the purity I see in you, the innocence. I don't care who stole your innocence away. If only you could see you for who and how I see you, you would understand why I'm making this video. You would understand why I'm called to push you today, to let you know, to let you know that it is not over for you, that you have everything you need in order to get to your next level, that your breakthrough is coming from the inside of you. You don't got to go looking for the applaud, the recognition, the acknowledgement from the outside source, because all you need is on the inside of you. Everything that you're looking for, you can find it. It's already found on the inside of you. You've been looking for everybody else. You've been looking for everybody else to clap for you, to call you out. You've been waiting to hear your name on the intercom. You've been waiting to get your moment of shine. But why would you be waiting to get a moment of shine when you shine all the time by simply just you being you? Why would you wait for the attention of others when you draw attention every time you walk in the room? When you are the star, when you are as gifted as you. See, I want you to understand something today. I want you to understand something. You are not your past circumstances. You are not your situation. You are not your trauma. You are not your experiences. You are not a victim. You are not a victim. I want somebody to say this out loud. I am victory, not a victim. I am not a victim. Those things that hurt me in the past, that I shed tears over, those heartbreaks, those bad decisions, those negative decisions, those allowing the wrong people into my life, the pain that caused me to feel like I'm a failure, I am not that. In fact, that very pain, I'm going to take it and I'm going to turn it into purpose. I'm going to use it as fuel to grow me. I'm going to believe in myself because I am not a victim. Yeah, you may have broken my heart. You may have taken from me. You may have stolen my peace and happiness. Yeah, I may have cried. Even last night, I may have cried tears of pain, of sorrow. But the next tears I cry, they're going to be tears of joy, because I'm going to understand something, that my past, that my experiences in life, they will not determine my future. I don't know who needs to hear this, but the things that you've been through, they will not determine how far you're going to go. You've been through them to get through them. Now keep moving. I don't know who needs to hear this. That rape, that failure when you got fired from your job, that abandonment by your family, by the world, that rejection, it did not take the crown off of your head. You are still a queen. You are still a king. I don't know who needs to hear this. Those times that you beat yourself up for your mistakes, When that person left you when they were supposed to love you, it did not take the crown off of your head. You are still called. You are still gifted. You are still chosen. I need you to go back and look for that power within. I want you to understand who you are. You ain't here for a moment. You here for a movement. You here to do great things. You here to exceed the expectations of the enemy. You here to exceed the expectations of your past. You here to exceed the expectations and the limits people set on your life. You are not a victim. You are a victory. When your parent gave birth to you, when your mom gave birth to you, she gave birth to a victory, not a victim. I don't know who needs to hear this. Yeah, the family may have not worked out. Yeah, the job may have not worked out. Yeah, your life may be in a recession. Yeah, you may feel rejected. Yeah, you may feel like the assignment was to cancel you and it has done exactly what it was supposed to do. But I'm here to tell you something. That assignment that was planned to cancel you, it would be the assignment that will be used to grow you. You will remember what it felt like to be in pain, and that will be the very thing to make you never want to return to your pain again. I don't know who needs to hear this, but that thing that made you cry, that thing that broke your heart, that position that stole your happiness. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it did not make you a victim. It made you a victory because you grew through it. You learned from your past mistakes. Your pain showed you who you were. It shows you who you are every day. You get better and stronger and faster. You are more qualified than you've ever been to win. You are more qualified now in your life than you've ever been for the breakthrough. You know what qualified you? All of your pain. Everything you had to walk through. Every time you had to get up when you didn't feel like it. Every time you had to walk your way through the tears. You had to cry your way through your tears. You still had to go even though you just had a mental breakdown last night. You still had to get up and push even though you didn't see how you and what you were fighting for. You didn't see why. You didn't see a purpose, but you still did it. You still showed up for yourself. Everything you had to experience qualifies you. All your pain. It qualifies you even more. And you ain't better than nobody. I'm here to let you know something. You don't feel better than nobody. You know what it feels like to be on ground zero. You know what it feels like to start over. You know what it feels like to feel like nothing, to be nothing. You know what it feels like to feel invisible to your loved ones. You know what it feels like to feel invisible to the world. You know what it feels like to be rejected. You know what it feels like to be broke. Broken your bank account, broken your spirit. You know what it feels like to be nothing, to feel like nothing. To feel like you don't matter to nobody. How could you feel like you better than anybody? All the things you had to go through, all the scenarios, all the series of life you had to go through. You experienced what everybody else experienced, just on a deeper level. You've experienced the life of the brokenhearted. But you know what qualifies you more than others? You're more determined. You watching this video right now because you still got a fight in you. Even though you feel like you can't fight no more, there's still something in you that is telling you that you can make it. You more determined than anybody I know. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're watching this, you did not give up when you were supposed to. You did not give up when life came to beat you. When life gave you rotten apples, you did not give up. You picked out the rotten spots and you made applesauce. You did not give up on yourself when your family gave up, when you were feeling like a bum. When you barely had enough money to make it through, you did not give up. You kept pushing. And that's why you're watching this video. That's why you attracted this video, because you are so much stronger than you think you are right now. Just think about your worst battle. Think about your last battle. You are so much stronger than the attack. You got through the worst days of your life and you think this is going to stop you? You think you're going to break here? You think you're not made for this? You think you're not designed to win? And you won every battle that's came to defeat you. After that relationship, you didn't think that you would ever love again. You thought that your heart would be broken forever after the death of that family member. And you won that battle because you kept living through the things that you thought you would die through. The things that you felt like you were dying. During that heartbreak, you felt like you were dying, when nobody was coming to your rescue, but you kept living, even when you felt like you were dying. So here's what I want to tell you. Who are you when nobody's supporting? Because I want you to understand something. When you can do this thing without nobody, when you don't need nobody's applaud, when your pain speaks enough, your pain speaks value. That you don't understand that I had to do this when none of you were watching. I had to still feed myself. I had to still make a way for myself. I had to still push through when nobody was on my side. When I didn't have no money, I was dead broke. I had to still find a way. I could do this without you. I could do this without your acknowledgement, because I did it before without your acknowledgement. When you understand that you still strong, no matter who watching, that's when you start to get who you really are. You still chosen, that you still see, there may be a time where you're gonna get the recognition, but you were doing this before it. You were showing up for yourself before anybody ever showed up for you. Right? You were paying the price in private. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you were paying the price in private. You were paying the price. When you were showing up for yourself in your depression, you was depressed and you were still getting up, brushing your teeth. You were paying the price in private. When nobody was clapping, when nobody was around, when nobody cared about you, you paid that price in private. You cried your tears by yourself. Nobody even knew how bad you felt. Nobody even knew that you didn't even feel like living, that you didn't feel worthless, that you didn't feel worth anything. You paid a price in private. I don't know who needs to hear this. You paid a price by yourself. You cried tears by yourself. You were in dark by yourself. You paid a price. But I want to let you know something. You paid the price already. You paid the price. Your success, you already paid the price with your tears. You paid your price in private. Nobody's seen how bad you were actually doing. You paid that price in private. And even people that knew, they didn't help you out as much as they could have. Your success is about to speak volumes. People aren't going to understand how you were so blessed, how you became so blessed so quickly, but you paid the price in private. You shed tears by yourself. You've experienced heartbreaks, the worst. You went numb in private. You cried yourself to sleep in private, by yourself alone. You paid the price for success. You just did it. You didn't do it in the face of other people. You handled your battles alone. You fought your battles alone. You walked through this. You got yourself up every day, every night. You may have been crying. You may have been shedding tears. Every night you may have felt anxiety. Every night you may have went to sleep with worry and problem and pains on your mind. But the next morning you got up and you still kept pushing. You paid the price. And now you're at a point in your life where I want to let you know something. Don't you let fear or the past or the opinions of people determine your future. You want to know why? Because you see who you are now. What used to outline you, what used to shape you, it no longer shapes you. When people used to talk about you, it used to make you stumble. It used to make you frustrated. It used to make you hesitate on who you are and what you should be doing in your calling. When nobody was supporting you, it used to stop you. When you got to thinking who you used to be, it made you scared. It startled you to go into the future. I don't know who needs to hear this. You let so many times, you've let fear of the future. You've let your past, you've let other people determine how far you're going, how far you're going to get, but not anymore. Not anymore, because you know who you are. Not anymore, because you're stronger than the past version of yourself. Not anymore. And who you are today will determine how you live tomorrow. Yeah, it's okay to cry, but you can't cry about things for too long. Yeah, it's okay. But you have to understand something. You gotta use those tears as fuel. No one needs to hear this. They don't understand you. They don't get you. They're not supposed to. But you finally starting to understand yourself. You finally starting to understand that, dang, I thought I would break here, but everything life threw at me to break me, I used it to build me. Everything that life threw at me to crumble me, I used it to create. Everything that life threw at me to scare me, I used it for my success. I walked those footsteps in depression. I still walked. I had to cry, but I was walking while I was crying. I may have been crying in the shower, but I still got in the shower. I still took care of myself today. I want to let you know something. You may have had to beg people to help you, but you ain't a beggar. You may have felt lost. You may have lost yourself in this journey, but you only found a new version of you. You had to lose yourself. You had to lose the old version of you, the version that didn't know who you were, the version that didn't think you can do it, the version that didn't believe in yourself, to find this version. You had to lose everything to gain what you have and who you are now. It was more important for you to lose everything than to stay the same. Trust me. It was more important for you to lose everything, for you to start all the way over, for you to lose yourself, for you to lose that version of you, that weak version of you, that version that didn't believe in yourself. I don't know who's watching this. You had to lose. You took some losses, but you learned so many lessons, valuable lessons. You became so skilled. You became an asset by the tears you've cried. And when nobody was supporting you, when nobody was watching, you still showed up. You still kept pushing. Your determination will get you farther than you could ever imagine. You want to know why? Because you were designed to win. You were born to win. You lifted up your head. You had to calm yourself down after the anxiety attack. You had to tell yourself it's going to be okay. You didn't have nobody else speaking those words into your ears. You had to tell you. You had to calm yourself down when you was having panic attacks. You had to sit with yourself. You had to talk to yourself. You had to love yourself. You had to lose yourself in order to find yourself. But can I tell you something? The world didn't change. People didn't change. Your situation didn't change. You did. You changed. When people's attitudes were still the same, when nobody wanted to help you, people were still being greedy. People were still belittling you, when people were still draining you, when people were still the same. When this world didn't change, the world didn't stop spinning when you fell off. When nobody cared about you, when you went MIA. When you were drunken by your thoughts, thinking you would fail. When nothing was changing in this world, you decided to donate, to tithe, to sow a seed into this ministry or this message. If the Lord puts it on your heart, if you feel willing or called to, a link will be in the descriptions down below. Until then, till we meet again, chosen ones, angels, I love you. And if you support this ministry, I love you so much. Go today and be great. Be everything I know you could be. I never doubted you. I know you can do this. And it may seem hard, it may be tough. but you are exactly the person you need to be to win this battle. Peace.